Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done a video on this channel. Let me remind myself, I am Fonz DeFalco. Thank you so much for checking out another video here. Like I said, it has been a while. I made some modifications to the channel, removed some videos on it too. More on that down the line. I'm trying to do a little bit of a setup here, change the background here with some jerseys and whatnot too, getting some friends who are down the line, getting some little changes here to wrap up 2024. It's been a good year with the brand. Or with the Fonz Talks jersey channel, which the link is down below, and my TikTok page. But this YouTube channel is grab bag stuff, doing some little kinks on it too. And I got another video here, another Fonz's Top 10. And yes, the NFL season is coming about this weekend. The thing I like to do with the NFL season, not just predictions with divisions and Super Bowls want to do, because everybody does it. It's more with stats, particularly the 1,000-yard mark. And on today's video, we're doing the 1,000-yard mark for the running backs. We're not going to do the typical running backs that hit 1,000 yards every single season like a Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey, for example. No, this one is my predictions, a Fonz's Top 10 of 10 running backs who I think could hit the 1,000-yard mark for the first time in their career. Now, I know it's the long days of NFL teams using a bell cow running back. A lot of teams now do running backs by committee, but I think there's still a good amount of running backs that could hit 1,000 yards for the first time. Let's do a little bit of history here. In 2023, 12 running backs ended up hitting 1,000 yards in the season. 4 of them were for their first time in their career. And the 4 were Kyren Williams with 1,144, James Cook with 1,122, DeAndre Swift in his 1 year with the Eagles with 1,049, and Raheem Mostert with 1,012. I remember back in the day where it was 20, 30 running backs hitting 1,000 yards, but that number has been dwindled down a lot. But still, I think there's a list of 10 running backs who I think could hit 1,000 for the first time. That's what we're doing here on this video. Now, it's a very simple one. It's just 10 running backs that I think have the best chance to do it. These running backs have not hit 1,000 yards in the NFL. I'm not counting college. This is the NFL. Now, like I said before with the running back by committee, all 10 on here probably will not likely hit 1,000 yards, but these are the 10 I have a prediction here. With number 10 on this list being the least likely, which I could have a little bit of a chance bearing something going on, but 3 to 1 is basically my prediction on who is going to hit the 1,000 yards. It's very simple. It's some little fun here thing I like to do. Definitely follow along on this video. Comment down below which running back you think will hit 1,000 yards for the first time in their career. Let's just get into it. Number 10, I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints. Now, I've done this kind of list in my own head and even on past podcast episodes for years, and I've always had Alvin Kamara on this list, and he's never hit it in his 8th season heading into the NFL. Now, despite never hitting 1,000 yards, he's been a consistent top running back in the NFL back in the day. 2017 Offensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Pro, and 5-time Pro Bowler. Now, last season, he had 180 attempts, 694 yards, and 5 TDs. His best season, his closest season to hitting 1,000 yards was in 2020 with 932 yards and 16 touchdowns. Now, he's used more as a dual threat guy, catching passes out of the backfield too. But listen, could he eventually do it? Maybe. It's really shocking that he's never actually hit 1,000 yards despite having so many yards under his belt, having so many TDs. He is competing with Jamal Williams and Kendrick Williams for carries heading into the 2024 season. Now, could Kamara do it? There is a possibility. It probably is unlikely, but I still want to put him on this list, and I'll always put him forever on this list until he retires or until he hits the 1,000-yard mark. But still, he'll put up a lot of highlights in this season. Despite never hitting 1,000 yards, he's still a top back. Number 9, Chuba Hubbard with the Carolina Panthers. The former Oklahoma State Cowboys heading to his 4th season with the diminished Carolina Panthers without a lot of star power. Listen, the yards got to go somewhere. The scoring's got to go somewhere. Last season, he actually had a pretty solid season. 238 attempts with 902 yards and 5 TDs. The closest he did hit to 1,000 yards, and I thought he actually was going to do it. Now, the Panthers need a lot of help. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, and look, he was close to 1,000 last year. I think there's a good chance he could do it this year. He is competing with their free agent prize last year, Miles Sanders. If you do call him their free agent prize, he really didn't do anything last year. 4 carries. Jonathan Brooks, they drafted in the early rounds of the 2024 NFL draft, is going to miss the first couple of weeks of the season with a recovering ACL injury. But still, I think Chuba Hubbard has a lot of talent. I think he could eventually hit 1,000 yards. I think he has a good chance this season. Again, the Panthers will be low-scoring offense, helping out Bryce Young. They got to have some run game here. There's a good shot Hubbard does do it. We'll see. Number 8, Zamir White with the Las Vegas Raiders. This is another team like the Carolina Panthers where I don't really see them going anywhere, and the scoring and the yards have to go somewhere, so we're going to go with Zamir White here. Heading with his 3rd season, Josh Jacobs had a little bit of injuries last season, but he did get some playing time towards the tail end of his season. His best season, or his closest season to 1,000 yards, was last year with 104 attempts, 451 yards, and 1 TD. Now, the first couple years in the league, he was more as a 2nd or 3rd string running back, really not used a lot, more of a special teams guy, but he's going to get a full opportunity heading into this season, and you know what? There's a good chance that he can do it. He really is only competing with Alexander Madison, 4 carries, and the rookie Dylan Laube. but I still think Zamir White is going to be their top back. It's not really saying much with the Raiders. They're not going to really be doing that much competitively, but he has a chance to maybe hit 1,000 yards. Number 7, Rachaad White with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rachaad White is heading into his 3rd season with the Buccaneers, and last season was as close with 272 attempts, 990 yards, and 6 TDs. He was very, very close to it. Now this season, I think he does have a good shot to hit 1,000 yards. He did establish himself as the top back with Tampa Bay. Now they did draft Bucky Irving in this past draft here, but he's more of a pass catching back as well. Rachaad White did a lot of pass catching stuff with the Buccaneers. He's going to a little bit take a load off there with Bucky Irving coming in, but I think he's still going to get a lot of carries. I think he could pass 1,000 yards. Number 6, Brian Robinson Jr. with the Washington Commanders. Now I did like Brian Robinson a lot coming out of Alabama too. He missed his rookie season the first couple of games because he was recovering from an injury where he got shot in the leg, but thank goodness he came back, and he came back strong in his rookie season. This past season, however, he had a little bit of regression, not too much though, with 733 yards and 5 TDs. His rookie season, he did have 797 yards. The thing is, rookie season, he did miss a couple of games, like I said before, but last season he did play majority of the season. I really thought he was going to hit 1,000 yards easily, but there's a good chance he could do it this year as well. Now, I know the Commanders did sign Austin Eckler, but I don't think Austin Eckler is going to take that much carries out of him. He's going to be viewed as more as a 3rd down pass catching back, which is going to help Brian Robinson a lot because he's going to get a lot more regular rushing carries. Now, he's a little bit lower on the list because, like I said, he might take a little bit with Eckler, not too much. They also have Chris Rodriguez Jr., but I think Robinson has a very good shot. He's a big-bodied back, and I think he's going to do a lot well helping out Jaden Daniels in that Commanders offense. I'm a big fan of Robinson Jr. I think he's going to have a long career in the NFL. And I think he does have a good shot to hit 1,000 yards. Number 5, Jahmyr Gibbs with the Detroit Lions. Look, hand up, I'll admit, last season, when I saw the Lions drafted Jahmyr Gibbs with the 12th overall selection, I was like, what the heck are the Lions doing? They don't need a running back that high up in the 1st round, and also they had David Montgomery. But I was proven wrong. In his rookie season, he actually ended up making the Pro Bowl, and he had 182 attempts with 945 yards and TDs, and he was also a pretty good pass-catching back. Now, last year, I was in on Dan Campbell on the Lions. You could say I was lying, and I wasn't lying about that. But all jokes aside, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a great improvement in his sophomore season. I know David Montgomery is going to be there too, and they're going to split some carries, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a hard-nosed runner. I think the Lions are going to rely on him a lot too. I think he's going to have a big year this season. He was close to 1,000 last year. I think he has a very good shot to hit 1,000 this season. That's a good shot. David Montgomery could hit another 1,000 yards and do 1,000. We don't really see a lot of 2 running backs in 1 year have 1,000 yards. They have a good shot to do it with the Lions. Number 4, Devon Achane with the Miami Dolphins. Heading into his 2nd year with the Miami Dolphins, last year, Devon Achane had a really good season, despite missing some games with injury. Last season, he had 103 attempts for 800 yards on 8 TDs. That's right, 103 attempts with 800 yards. That's 7.8 yards per carry. It's actually an NFL record within 100 attempts in a season. That's incredible. This guy is speed and fits the Miami Dolphins offense really well. I think Achane is going to have a really, really good season with this team. Now he's going to compete with Raheem Mostert for carries. Raheem Mostert did have 18 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards last season. And they did draft in Jalen Wright this season, so they're going to have a running back by committee. But I think Achane with this speed and that 7.8 yards per carry, that was no joke here. 800 yards on 100 attempts. I think he's going to have a really good year. I think he's going to easily hit over 1,000 yards. Now, I do like Raheem Mostert as well, too, but I just think Achane, with his speed, he's going to easily get 1,000. Maybe barely break 1,000 because they're going to give Raheem Mostert a lot of carries as well. But there's a good shot Achane does hit 1,000-yard mark here. Number 3, Isaiah Pacheco with the Kansas City Chiefs. The P in Pacheco stands for Punisher. This guy is an absolute bruiser. This guy just runs like he's very, very angry on the ground. This guy was a 7th-round pick, wasn't really projected to do much, has now become the starting running back for the Chiefs, those damn Kansas City Chiefs. The 2-time Super Bowl champion is heading into his 3rd season with the Kansas City Chiefs, and last season, almost 1,000 yards, 205 attempts, 935 yards, and 7 TDs. I know they're going to have a lot of pass-catching stuff with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Xavier, Rashid Rice, you know the deal, all those guys. They also brought back Juice Smith-Schuster, but they got to establish the run game, and I think the Chiefs are pretty good at that too. I think Pacheco's going to have a lot of carries. Especially now with Clyde Edwards-Helaire missing the first couple of games of the season. They did sign Samaje Perine, but expect Pacheco to have a lot of workload really early in this season. I hate to say it because this is the Kansas City Chiefs, but Pacheco is a lot of fun to watch. Just runs so damn angry. He just hates the turf or the grass wherever they play. I think he's going to easily have 1,000 yards. I really do think so. I'm a big fan of him. Watch out for Pacheco. Number 2, Bijan Robinson with the Atlanta Falcons. This guy shouldn't even be on the list. I don't know why the Falcons didn't even use this guy that much. He didn't have 1,000 yards. He was close to it, though, with 214 attempts, 176 yards, and 4 TDs. In his 2nd season now, after making the all-rookie team, he's going to have a lot of projection, a lot of good stuff heading into 2024. And I think with Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator, they got rid of Arthur Smith and that old Falcons horrible offense. I don't know what they were doing there, but this season, he's going to have a big year. Now, he might compete with some carries with Tyler Algier, a former 1,000-yard rusher as well, too, for some carries. But Bijan Robinson, the talent is there. They're going to build the offense around him this year. I think Bijan's going to have a huge year. With that, that's going to include 1,000 yards. And honestly, he might be way over it, too. I think he might be in the top in the rushing categories when it's all said and done at the end of the 2024 season. And number 1, Breece Hall with the New York Jets. This is another guy like Bijan where he should have had 1,000 last year. He had 223 attempts for 994 yards and 5 TDs. Really? That last game at the Patriots, he could have had a 6-yard run to just get the 1,000 yards. What were the Jets thinking? Well, frankly, the Jets were really bad from the start after the 4th snap when Rodgers out for the year, and they just threw everything out the window. But Breece Hall had a very good season in his own right. Over 1,500 yards and all-purpose yards. Breece Hall, I think, is going to have a big year, much like Bijan. And he's going to compete with some fellow rookies. They drafted Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis for some carries, but I think they're going to use Breece Hall for the majority of the season. Now, fully recovered from his ACL injury a few seasons ago. Give Breece the ball. Breece the beast. I really do think Breece is going to have 1,000 yards easily, and much like with Bijan, is going to be on the top of the rushing leaderboard when it's all said and done at the end of 2024. And that is my list of 10 running backs who I think will likely hit the 1,000-yard mark for the first time in their career. As like I said before, I don't think all 10 are going to do it, but there's a good chance from 10 to 1 being least likely and 1 being I think they're going to do it. I think Breece and Bijan and Pacheco are easily going to get the 1,000 yards. But what do you think down below? Let me know what you think. Do you think any of these running backs are going to get 1,000 yards? Which ones would you change in what order? Did I miss a running back? Let me know down below. If you haven't already, definitely consider liking this video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Fonz Falco, comment down below, share the video, share to everybody, tell a friend, tell 1,000 friends, or like me, just 5 friends. I'm going to get back on the grind with the YouTube channel here. Check out some other past videos I've done too. Another Fonz's top 10 video I've done, some weird worldly internet stuff too, some ranking videos. Going to get a lot more videos on this channel, but check out some past ones in the meantime. I got a lot of shorts on this channel as well too, some other short little content, wholesome videos. You want to check them out. I got a jersey page as well too. You see my jerseys back here in this one as well. My Fonz Talk jersey page is actually doing really well. You can check out some other videos, some season previews, some rankings, some grades, even some short jersey story videos. You can check those out as well. You can follow my TikTok page at Fonz Falco, which you get a whole bunch of grab bag of stuff, everything coming into one. You can follow my Instagram at Fonz Falco. I want to get my Instagram numbers up a little bit there as well. You can check out my link tree with everything down below. You'll see everything access. Very easy to get to everything. That wraps up for this video. Stay tuned for later this week. We'll be doing my top 10 receivers who I think will hit 1,000 yards for the first time. That's going to be a good list as well. But for now, thank you so much for checking out this video. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you're checking out said video. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.